Hello, Chrissy here. And yeah, I think I might even bring this up even higher, hey? Let's do this even higher. There we go. So everyone can see the light changing. There we go. So this is my optic fibre lamp that hubby got me for Christmas. Absolutely love it. And I don't often show, I've just got it here so that hopefully the changes in colours will come through at the bottom. Full moon plus a lunar eclipse. Now, a preumbrial lunar eclipse happens when the Earth is in front of the sun and the Earth's shadow blocks the moon. Hi, Lisa. How are you? And it's the combination of the two that is so intriguing. Hi, Pamela Bryant. Hi, M. Steve. How are you? So I thought I'd do a special live to look at it. It's on the dark side, of course. So there will be parts of the world that don't see it. Australia and the US and people and that group in between us will see it. I don't think Europe will. Europe won't. Yeah. Thank you. I'm so glad I got my ears re-pierced last year because I have some lovely earrings and I thought these were quite went quite well with the theme of a shiny body being blocked, you know. So yeah, I have some lovely earrings and I'm looking forward to wearing them again. Oh, I've just got to put the fan on. So I'm still thinking about what deck to use, and I'm thinking that maybe the Tarot Decorative by Ciro Marchetti, because the main reason is because it does feature such a lot of light work in the reflective light and things like that. So yeah. So somebody mentioned yesterday edginess and everything. I've been doing a little bit of research, but I'm not going to say a lot about what my research is. I want to see what the cards say against my research on these events. Okay, so a couple of things I will say. A full moon it brings about a culmination of positive energy. Okay, and so there's the positive energy of a full moon, but then there's the negative connotations attached to a lunar eclipse, where it says do not eat food, cook or eat food while the eclipse is happening. Otherwise, you will draw negative energy into you. And it says, and the second one is no surprise, is stay away from sharp objects. So we have the full moon, and the lunar eclipse is going to start just before it says, just as the full moon is reaching its maximum point. So just as the full moon is reaching its maximum point, the maximum positive energy, then the lunar eclipse is going to come in and start. So it seems like it's going to be a night, or in my case, a day of two halves, because it happens here where I am about, what is it? Starts about 1:30 and finishes about 4 o'clock in the afternoon here where I am. Oh, that is very, very lovely. That is a lovely story, really positive. Absolutely. To the young man who stepped up and paid for Pamela's order this afternoon in Washington, D.C. Positive, loving energy. That is such a wonderful thing to do. I want to do a video on small kindnesses and why it's so important, but that's for another day, and I'll probably do that as a video. But anyway, yeah, geek high. So yeah, so it's going to be a day in two parts, but I want to see, yeah. So, and I was curious, and I actually put up a card for this. That's why instead of 9 o'clock, I put up at 9:05, because I worked on this card yesterday and I really wanted to put it up. And on it was, what was it? Little saying I saw. There it is, just up here. The full moon wriggles its way into the night sky. I just really love that. It was so lovely and descriptive. Hi, Apple. And so I thought, why is it called the word moon? Duh. The wonderful Farmer's Almanac. I have to get myself a copy of a Farmer's Almanac. I really do, from the early part of the 20th century. I've got to do it. It's because earthworms tend to start appearing as the ground thaws out from winter. Duh. But I just loved that sentence, that little quote. I should have put quotation marks around it, but yeah. And no, I didn't say that, but I loved it. And well, they do say that, what you put out there will be returned to you. So it's lovely. You've got the latest edition. I want one of the early ones. I want one of the old ones. It's just as what was I think it was actually the Last Starfighter, the movie Last Starfighter, where a couple of old guys are sitting on their chairs talking about what the almanac says about the weather or the sky or something that particular night. So it's almanac says. So I really want to get myself a copy. Anyway, I think it would be so cool if I could get a copy from 1924, 100 years ago. Was it around in 100 years ago? Full moon's in the 1930s. they started. So, yeah, so they weren't doing it in the 1920s. So, anyway, let's have a look and see if the cards, what does a full moon mean? What does this full moon, okay, what do we expect over the next 24 hours with this full moon and solar eclipse? Let's put it that way. So, this is going to be interesting. How am I going to do this? Am I going to put one card down for every hour? I think that's too many cards. So how about we put it down in 4-hour increments? And that is 6 cards. So say from 9 till 1. Okay, that works out because it's supposed to be starting about 1:30 over here in Western Australia, the eclipse. And so that means that's when the full moon is at its most, at its height too. So first 4-hour increments, and follow along. So 4-hour increments for the next 24 hours. What is the full moon and solar eclipse? Lunar eclipse, sorry. What is that bringing us over the next 24 hours? 4-hour increments. So we're starting with the 9 of Cups, and that makes sense. Positive energy, happiness, wish come true card, feeling that you can do anything. Because remember, the full moon is a combination of positive energy. So we've got the 9 of Cups here for the first 4-hour increment. Okay. So that's like 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. my time. We're going my time. So if it's 9 p.m. or just after 9 p.m. where you are, it's 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning, or 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the evening. Okay. So feeling of happiness, a feeling of anything could happen. Wishes could come true. Very positive energy. The next 4-hour increment. Bear in mind that soon into this time increment, the lunar eclipse is going to be starting. I've got the card upside down. We've got the Chevalier de Cups. Okay, now this is interesting. Chevalier de Cups. This is the Knight of Cups. So I think like there's still a bit of a feeling of euphoria at the start of it. But remember, this is the false night. So everything might seem ideal. But with the false night, as time goes on with them in your sphere, you begin to see the cracks. Okay? So what might seem like ideal and perfect starts to be not quite what it seems. So I better write down these time increments so I don't. So we've done 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Now that's interesting because that covers the time, the whole, well, it's a 3-hour period of the lunar eclipse. So that falls into the second time increment for us. So we see things a bit clearer. Things that are hidden, because everything seems okay and we're like, everything's fine with us and all that. But things that are hidden come out. And this is very interesting because it ties in a little bit to part of my research. So, of course, with the false knight, he's the ideal. Everything seems perfect, but nothing is as perfect as it seems. And, of course, it's the false knight. So the cracks start to show. What seems like a sexy and intense stare can start to become menacing. And emotions that you don't normally, that you might normally subconscious, can start coming to the surface. That doesn't necessarily say that it is a menacing time or anything like that. It's just that those emotions that you maybe aren't normally proud of or don't want to face, they can come to the surface, which is one of the things. So that's those cracks. That's that illusion starting to dissipate about everything ideal and perfect. Okay? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I'll tell you why later after I've finished this reading. So the next time increment is 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now, the eclipse has passed. I think it's passed. I'm just going to... it will be visible in Europe. So if you're in Europe, you will be able to see it. Yeah. Yes, I did. 1792, George Washington's first term. I knew it was very, very old. So, yeah. Okay, so 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., the next time increment. That's for me. For you guys over in the US, it's 9 a.m., 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. or 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., depending on where you are in that time frame. So the next time increment, and this is after the lunar eclipse has basically been and gone. And it's got the 6 of Pentacles. This is the card of charity. 6 of denier, 6 of Pentacles. And it's also a card of validation. And what I mean by validation is you can't keep things hidden, buried forever, emotions and things like that, especially emotions that do not serve you. So be kind to yourself. This is charity to yourself. Okay? This is charity to yourself. Does the emotions that have been stirred up, do they serve you? Do they do you any good? You know, so remember the saying, charity begins at home. So be kind to yourself. just say, I don't need these emotions. I don't need this drama. Oh, hidden dramas may be brought out. Secrets may come out. I just got that go through my head. This did not come up in part of my research. Secrets may come out. Hidden dramas may come out with some people. With a lot of people, it's just about what's within themselves. So be kind to yourself and to others. I like this. This pip card. It's got the upright. It's got the elegantly gloved hand dropping a coin into the hands of the poorer people. Reversed, hi Mickey, it's got the poorer people dropping twice as many coins into the elegantly gloved hands. So I love, this is the thing I love about all the many different packs of cards that I have, that if I haven't used one for a while, of course, sometimes you can focus in and you see, oh, something you've seen before but haven't really taken in. You know, so this is the time to be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Even forgive yourself a little bit. And just to validate those feelings that you keep buried. Because by keeping them buried, because this is a kind of validation, you're not dealing with them. So validate that they are real feelings. And you can do one thing with them, is you can say, well, these emotions, they don't serve me. But burying them is not going to make them go away. So I validate that they are real. They do deserve acknowledgement, but they don't serve me. So I am going to release them to the universe. Or you can just bury them back down deep again. Okay, so 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. my time, which is 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the US. And this is the next time increment. Remember, we're doing 6 4-hour time increments. Hi, Shelby. Hi, Eleanor. Hi, Warrior Girl. The next time increment for the next 24 hours, this is starting from 9 o'clock, just gone, we have the 9 of batons. I'm feeling, or the 9 of wands, I'm feeling, well, of course, it's about vigilance. And you may have been feeling a little bit worn down because the lunar eclipse can tend to bring about negative things or bring negative things to the surface, negative emotions to the surface. And they can tend to wear you down. So you might be feeling a little bit worn down. But the moon is going to be entering, I think it's the waxing gibbous, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that because I am not an expert, okay? But it's like you're feeling a little bit worn down. But I feel like what I'm seeing here with this knight is that he is in the process of placing the baton on the ground and using it to help pull himself back up. may have been put a little bit down, but not defeated. Don't let, and this is the don't let negativity defeat you. Okay, so it's a good time to pull yourself back up. And again, a lot of people might still feel weary because they've wary. Sorry, worry. It's an odd word, isn't it? Wariness, watching out. So they might still feel the need for vigilance, just for themselves, for others. I feel like here in Australia, it's not going to have quite as big an effect as it would have if it was nighttime for us because of the light. But that again could be a bit of the false night because it doesn't seem as obvious with the light or as intense with the sunlight being there. That doesn't mean it's not going to affect you just as hard. So you still be vigilant. So you're still holding on to the vigilance. You're pulling yourself up and allowing yourself to, while still looking about you and taking care, to stand at ease. Stand at ease. Okay, so now we've got 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. early tomorrow morning. We've got the 10 of coins. Gather together and celebrate. Well, it might be a little bit early in the day in the US, but generational change, treasure, celebrate that which you treasure if you're awake. I certainly won't be, but you might take the energy from those around you and use it to build a positive change for yourself. Again, it's like upside down, the chest is open and everything is falling into the chest. If it's right side up, upside down, the chest is open. But what's going to happen? Everything's going to spill out. So, but here it's the energy we're talking about. You can choose to capture that energy and hold it in reserve. And it's a good time to do that if you're asleep because your body is resting and it's absorbing the energy from around you. And then last but not least, we have 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, my time. Wow, we've finished on a major arcana, and it is the Hanged Man. Things might seem, for that last 4-hour period, to be a little bit in limbo. That you feel like, I'm just going to give it up to the gods. Willingly put yourself in a position to see what happens. letting go. And in doing that, because the hangman does put himself in that position willingly, he is saying to the universe, to the gods, do what you will to me. I will have faith. Faith will see me through. Belief will see me through. And it's really, really, it's a very, that last 4-hour increment is going to be a very, very strong one. Okay. So it's like I give myself up to the universe. And it's interesting. I just got the image here of on the card. What I saw were coins falling out of his pocket. I just sort of saw them falling out of his pocket. Giving up what weighs you down by willingly surrendering to the universe to do having faith in the universe as to what comes next. Feeling a little bit in limbo. And taking a bit of a pause. And I found that really, really interesting. That was so freaky because I held the card up and I could literally see coins coming out, going down. There, that was really freaky. You're on your third cup of coffee. Hi, Dean. So to those who have just come in and joined, when I'm finished, go back and go to start, because what I did was I broke the next 24 hours up from 9 a.m. my time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, US, into 4-hour increments. I wasn't going to put down 24 cards hourly. So I broke it up into 4-hour increments and did a reading on the energy and the messages through the next 24 hours. Now, I found it really, really interesting. Because both lunar and solar eclipses are a time where it's a good time to shed what no longer serves you. Now, the other thing, it is also a good time. This combination, well, eclipses are life-changing times, and that makes sense. And they're good times to seek change and usher in evolution. Wow. So, but also, as I said, those emotions that are often hidden come to the surface. What is it is not somebody else's veneer that cracks. It's your own veneer that cracks. You cannot hide from those hidden things at this time. They will come to the surface. So be kind to yourself. Take a deep breath. Be thankful for the cornucopia, the horn of cornucopia there. Be thankful for everything we have. But those things that we feel weigh us down and are negative, we can't really hide from them during this time. Let them surface, let them seep through the cracks, and don't be harsh on yourself about it. So be kind to yourself. So, okay, all those emotions coming to the surface. So be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Charity begins at home. Take a deep breath. Pull yourself up back into a standing position. Look around. Gather that energy into yourself, into the center of yourself. Gather that good energy that, that comes from getting rid of these things, and give yourself up to the universe. I hope that you like that reading. I am really surprised that there were no swords, because one of the things it says to do is to avoid sharp objects with lunar eclipses. So I was really, really surprised that no swords came out. So, yeah. Okay. Now, hello, Alessandra Renata. Welcome. It's for your first live. Well, welcome. And what a live to pick. I'm just going to move I love my lamp. I love my lava lamp, but it was just getting a bit too bright there. Hi, Clarence Field. So if you've just joined, I've just done a reading on the next 24 hours. So even if you've missed the first part of it, you can have a look and say, hey, that really did feel like that between this time and this time, So yeah. And I chose this deck because at the back of all of them are stained glass windows. That's the background for all of the cards. Stained glass windows. Light, energy. So, yeah, I was really, really surprised that no sword came through. But pleased. So, that was very much on the personal level. How about we have a look and see what changes might be brought about on a larger scale due to this full moon and eclipse? Will that bring positive changes to some of the conflicts around the world? You would love it to bring about positive changes in all of the conflicts around the world, but so will this full moon, that positive energy, then it's clouded a bit, and then you come at, but it's a good time to release all these things. Will this have positive effects? Will it bring about positive changes in some of the conflicts around the world? And bearing in mind, it doesn't mean everything's going to change like that. The beginnings of positive change. The 10 of batons, the 10 of wands. Interesting. Success after struggle. So this might be the start of a road leading to some success after struggle for some of the conflicts. Draw a couple more. The Four of Cups. Of course, there's that negative side of a lunar eclipse, and here, apathy. There are just some people who may, on their side of the conflict, just have had enough, cannot do it anymore. They're not happy with things, and they feel like they have no choices available to them. So this might be amplified, unfortunately, for some people. One more. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is careful choices need to be made. Sevens are about risk-taking. They're also about review. And then, of course, Seven of Cups can be about, it can be the gaslight card, it can be the illusion and delusion card. But it's also about making the right choices, because there is a risk factor around seven. And what I got is, see the tower in the center here, I got, if the right choices were not made in one of these conflicts, there is going to be an implosion of sorts. So for some, it's the start of working towards resolution. For others, it's just giving up at this stage. And for others, it's a time of careful choices needing to be made. We would love to see all these conflicts ended, but it doesn't always work that way. Let's put our prayer and positive energy into the universe that these conflicts can be solved. Oh boy, that was a bad choice for Russia. Okay. Thank you, Warrior Girl. So when did that get sent? When did Russia send the missile into Poland? Fine. Yes, let's all pray and believe that things will get better on the international stage with some of these, all conflicts around the world. An hour or so ago. Oh, wow. Anyway, let's take a little bit of time out. Monday. Coming into Monday for you guys. Sunday night for you guys, but Monday. D-Day for Donald. D-Day for Donald. So what deck am I going to use here? Let's see. he thinks himself as a bit of a god. So we've got the Mythic Tarot here. D-Day for Donald. Is he going to lose? Yeah. I can't, you know what, that thing in the theatre? I keep getting the words false flag going through my head. Maybe it wasn't meant to be that bad, but a false flag thing that went horribly wrong. Hi, Pisces greeter. So let's have a look at what the lunar eclipse has in store. What the lunar eclipse has in store for Donald Trump. Okay. Yes, I've been, but it is D-Day for Donald in New York. So what does the lunar eclipse have in store for him? Seven of Cups. The illusion. I'm making this choice. Now, remember what I said about being careful about what choices you make. The illusion is just going to come crashing down. 10 of Wands. Okay, this is an interesting one. Struggle. This is the Golden Fleece. I don't really know much about the story of the Golden Fleece. But here he is. He's been searching for it. He's reached it. Oh, he's succeeded. But have a look at him. His boat's empty. He's surrounded by all his wands. And they're all on fire at once. And he's just... I feel like he can't actually touch it because it's, no matter how hard he tries, even though it seems like such a little distance, he can't reach it. And this is not the success after struggle card for him. This is the just a foot from it and he can't reach it. It's interesting because two of those wands are blocking his arms from reaching out to touch the fleece. The Page of Wands, a message. Do you get the message? You should have moved. You should have paid. A very loud, very clear message to him. Yeah, a very strong message coming his way. Six of Wands is victory. But victory for who? He's got the golden fleece, but it's just a cover. It's just a cover. It's just gold dust that's in the fleece. Here's his little family in the background celebrating, but are they celebrating too soon? They think he thinks that, yeah, that they can't take it from him. The Queen of Pentacles. The Queen is gathering in all the resources so that others can be compensated. This is, I'm sorry, I cannot remember her name for the moment. Letitia James, is it? Is Trump going to lose everything? Trump org going to collapse. Ace of Cups. Yep. This is a big yes. Now, remember in the traditional Rider Waite, the cup has little bells around it, around the bottom. They are symbols of warning, a portent of something to come. This is just going to be the first round of things to come for Donald Trump. I did read a story, and I didn't really quite believe it, that Trump Tower was going to be turned into community housing. I don't know about that, though it would be absolutely appalling for him. But then it is sadly underutilized, isn't it? Anyway, just that last little bit of Trump. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this special. And please take the time to feel the energy, the charge of the energy. Just remember, it is a good time to let go of those emotions that no longer serve you. It is things that you generally keep buried, seep to the surface, acknowledge them. Don't try and push them back down. You cannot let go of things that no longer serve you if you don't acknowledge that they're there. Okay? So acknowledge them. Be kind to yourself. Pull yourself back up to resume your position in your life. And give things up to the gods or to the universe. Let it take care of the future for a while. Okay. Oh, don't compare him to the Hindenburg. The Hindenburg was a tragedy. Don't compare him going down like that to the Hindenburg. Yeah, no. Anyway, love you all, and I will talk to you later. I will be back tomorrow night with Tuesday tea, okay? I haven't set it yet, but even if I don't, I will be here for it, okay? So love you all, and talk to you later. And please, for Tuesday tea, if you've got a positive story that you want to bring to, or even a piece of gossip, bring it, okay? Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.